Today is a WRAL weather alert day. Heat and a threat for severe weather. I'll walk you through everything you need to know.
Downtown Raleigh for the Canes Stanley Cup Parade. What you need to know about getting there to show your support. Plus, severe drought intensifying. Water levels are going down quickly across the triangle. The effects that's having and where water restrictions now stand. Well, thanks so much for waking up with us here dark and early on WRAL News at 4:30. I'm Chris Lovingood. We'll go ahead and swing over to Elizabeth Gardner. Elizabeth, walking outside today. Definitely a lot more humid than we've been seeing this week. But today, the big story, we have two reasons for a WRAL weather alert day.
That's right. And the humidity has a huge effect on how it feels outside. So that's why we have a heat advisory. It's going to feel like 108, our temperature up to 99 this afternoon. Our severe threat, it's a level 1 risk, but we do have the potential for a few isolated storms tonight to become severe with some wind damage. We'll start off with a look at Pittsburgh. Skies are clear. Our dew point is a little higher than it was yesterday at 67. At least we're keeping it out of the 70s right now, but it feels pretty impressive as you step out this morning. 77 is the temperature, so a very warm start. It'll feel like triple digits by lunchtime and feeling in the triangle like somewhere around 106 to 108, depending on where you are. And we're back out of the triple digits not until 7 p.m. So it's one of those days you just really need to lay low. We have a front that we're tracking to the north and another one. This is the remnants of Arthur that was a tropical storm just briefly yesterday. All that coming together to bring us a chance of rain starting overnight tonight, especially after sunset, maybe even closer to midnight and into early tomorrow morning. Friday looks like a much wetter day, 70% chance of rain. We'll walk through how much we could see in the next several days. Coming up, Chris.
We'll come back to you. Let's get to that breaking news we've been following. A motorcycle rider is seriously hurt after a crash this morning in Raleigh. What you're seeing is video from Ebenezer Church Road and Lease Lane just before 3:30 this morning. Investigators say the motorcycle was the only vehicle involved in this crash, and we're trying to learn more about the victim's condition, as well as what led to this crash. Well, this morning, more preparations are underway for the big Stanley Cup Victory Parade. 100,000 people are expected to head to downtown Raleigh Saturday to celebrate the Carolina Hurricanes. And Ali Calabar joins us live from Fayetteville Street in downtown Raleigh. Ali, Caniacs are flocking to Raleigh by plane, by train, and bus because they cannot miss this epic event.
Oh, absolutely. And I can feel a storm is brewing right here in downtown Raleigh. We're expecting to see red, black, and white flood the streets right here. Raleigh city officials expect this to be the largest event in the city's history. Now, the city is asking people not to drive. If you do carpool, several roads will be closed as early as 3:30 a.m. along the parade route. Raleigh officials also recommend taking Go Raleigh or Go Triangle buses. Amtrak trains from Charlotte and Greensboro are already sold out, and we even spoke with a Caniac coming in from Charlotte. He plans to get downtown several hours early.
People will be converging in Raleigh for good reason, and so I'm just trying to beat. If I have to be there 3 to 4 hours early, that's fine. As long as I'm there to meet up with friends, meet up with fellow Caniacs, and celebrate our boys, it's all worth it. It really is.
And many Caniacs hope it'll be all worth it as well to see that Stanley Cup and, of course, the Stanley Cup champions. The parade starts at 11 a.m. Saturday. Reporting live in downtown Raleigh, Ali Calabar, WRAL News.
So let's get you a look at the parade route for Saturday. It'll go down Hillsborough Street, swing by the state capitol, and then go down Fayetteville Street. The parade ends at Davie Street, and a fan rally will happen after the parade in City Plaza. And folks, WRAL will have live team coverage of Saturday's event. We are going to have a big team put together just to give you every single angle of the celebration. Our coverage starts at 10:30 a.m., and we are going to broadcast the entire event live on WRAL, on air, and online. You can also relive all the memorable moments of the Canes Stanley Cup win on WRAL's YouTube channel. That includes the on-ice celebration and our conversations with players, fans, and other key members of the Canes championship run. Highway Patrol is asking for help identifying the driver in a hit-and-run crash that injured 2 cyclists. State troopers say this man right here hit them on Highway 751 near Duke Forest on Saturday. Now, Mark Maximov was one of those cyclists hit, and he said the driver crossed the center line and then hit him and his friend. He says he suffered a broken arm and a cut on his leg, but his friend is in the ICU.
My injuries are minimal. All I have is concern for my friend. who is in it for a long haul recovery.
And troopers say the suspect's vehicle is a 1999 Chevy Tahoe with the front left panel and wheel damage done to it. If you have any information, you are asked to call Highway Patrol. Their number can be found in this story on WRAL.com. Well, our severe drought, it is intensifying, stretching across more communities in our area, and that is leading to increased water restrictions in many places, which includes Durham, now under stage 2 restrictions. Officials say that Lake Mickey is one of the city's sources for drinking water at 40% full. Think about that. The Little River Reservoir is about 61% full. Durham's water efficiency manager, James Lim, explains why the city skipped stage 1 restrictions and went straight to stage 2.
This drought is hitting us at a strange time of year. It's definitely hitting earlier than we've seen in previous droughts. Our spring was relatively dry. We're not used to seeing that. And so that's one of the things the model picked up on and triggered stage 2 more quickly.
Lim says stage 2 restrictions eliminate spray irrigation, at-home car washes, and pressure washing. People who are caught not following the restrictions could be fined up to $250 or even have their water service terminated. Lim says the goal is to reduce water consumption by about 30%. Well, looks like UNC is headed to the College World Series finals for the first time since 2007. The Heels beat West Virginia yesterday 12-7 to advance. They had gone 8-1 in postseason play, and they will play Oklahoma in a best-of-3 championship series. The first game is Saturday at 8 p.m. and Game 2 will be Sunday afternoon at 2:30. Now, if a Game 3 is needed, it would be Monday night at 7. So if you need unemployment benefits in North Carolina, you are likely to get paid the wrong amount and not on time. Those are the findings of 2 follow-up audits released by the state auditor's office. From 2001 to 25, the auditor found the improper payment rate for unemployment benefits for North Carolina 22%. Most of those were overpayments, in fact. That's more than double the national standard. That has cost taxpayers more than $90 million over the expected error rate. In fact, the improper payment rate got worse compared to the first audit's findings. The second follow-up audit dealt with when people finally got paid. In 2024 and the following year, 28% of first unemployment checks were not cut within the 14-day standard. While that's not great, that is actually an improvement compared to previous years. Now, the timeliness of the payments, that's something WRAL Investigates has covered for years before the pandemic. The Division of Unemployment Security agreed with the audit's findings, and recommendations are right now being made, including improvements to North Carolina's unemployment system. Democratic lawmakers want the people to decide whether to allow marijuana in North Carolina. They are proposing a bill to add November ballot items on medical marijuana and even recreational use. Republican legislative leaders have been kind of mixed on whether to legalize marijuana and how to do it. These proposals would force them to act. The Republican-controlled legislature is unlikely to put either idea on the ballot this fall. Your time on this Thursday morning is 4:38. Costs going up. The price of your child's school meals is going up in Wake County. How much more you'll need to budget for breakfast and lunch. Plus, presidential celebration. The Obama Presidential Library and Museum opens today in Chicago. We'll get you a look at what's included on the grounds.
Chris was just talking about those lake levels. We actually have 2 systems that are going to come together to help bring us a good chance of rain for tomorrow. I'll show you how much we could see. 4:42, it is a WRAL weather alert day. A couple of things. The biggest thing that's going to affect us today is really the heat. We could see a heat index up to 108, likely to set a record high at 99 in the triangle. And then a severe threat, but that won't happen during the daylight hours. That's going to be an overnight thing, and we're going to walk through Futurecast for you coming up. We'll take a look outside right now. And of course, as we take a look down Fayetteville Street, you can see multiple buildings, including the Capitol building, all lit up in red for the Carolina Hurricanes. 75 in Fayetteville right now, as well as 77 in Raleigh, 75 in Wilson, 74 Goldsboro. So it's a real warm start out there for us. We're looking at some hotter conditions for it today than we did yesterday. Yesterday was in the mid 90s. Our humidity is still on the moderate side, but again, that heat is likely to be dangerous as the triple digits appear by the time we get to lunchtime. We're going to talk more about the rain. Some of this rain, of course, is definitely something that we need. I'll show you how much we could get coming up. Chris?
All right, sounds good, Elizabeth. We'll see your full forecast in a bit. Right now, teams are responding to a tractor-trailer fire on I-87 near Smithfield Road. Let's bring in Kelsey Coffey. She just arrived there in the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. Kelsey, I know you just arrived, but tell us a little bit about what you're seeing and what you've learned.
Chris, we just arrived here within the last 5 minutes, so I'll step out the way so you can get a little bit of a closer look at what's going on here. Just heard from a deputy on scene here that an 18-wheeler caught fire around 2:45 this morning, and this is part of the aftermath. So exit 9, this is the Smithfield Road exit on I-87 that is closed this morning. We're working to find out how long it will be closed, and we're also working to find out if the driver of that 18-wheeler is okay. So we'll be sure to get you an update as soon as we find one. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Knightdale.
Well, for the 5th year in a row, meal prices are going up in Wake County schools. This fall, students will pay 25 cents more per meal. And for elementary students, lunch will be now $4. Middle and high schoolers will pay $4.25. And the rising cost, it has some worried about the effect of struggling families who don't qualify for free or reduced lunch programs.
And that means an increase of 25 cents a day for lunch and 25 cents a day for breakfast. May not mean a lot, but for families that are just over that edge, it's going to be a huge cost burden.
And school leaders say the higher prices are needed because of increased food and delivery costs. The board also voted to create a task force to work on limiting future cost increases. Well, there's a grand opening ceremony for the Obama Presidential Library and Museum that's happening today in Chicago, and that's ahead of its public opening tomorrow. The $850 million facility will be run by the nonprofit Obama Foundation. Visitors will be able to look at exhibits dedicated to President Barack Obama's political legacy, as well as former First Lady Michelle Obama's public initiatives. The campus will include an auditorium, basketball court, and vegetable garden. The Presidential Center will open to the public tomorrow, which is Juneteenth. The New York Knicks will hold their championship parade today in New York. The Knicks finished off the Spurs last weekend to claim their first title since 1973. The parade will be along the Canyon of Heroes in Lower Manhattan. Security is expected to be tight, and every spectator will be screened by NYPD at various checkpoints all along the route. Looks like the Trump administration is buying back leases for 4 offshore wind projects and scrapping them. The government is paying $765 million to cancel these projects. The president has long been a critic of wind power. His administration is redirecting funds toward fossil fuel projects. And we have seen a move away from wind energy right here in North Carolina. In fact, Duke Energy canceled its project to invest in offshore wind last year. The company cited costs as a reason. Critics worry that shifting away from clean energy will have consequences long term. A bipartisan Senate bill aims to triple the size of the Hurricane Hunter fleet. The current fleet consists of 3 aging aircraft that fly directly into hurricanes and tropical storm systems to measure their intensity. The bill would give NOAA $2.5 billion to buy at least 6 new planes. There's also an additional $45 million per year to hire more specialized pilots to fly these. First responders and health leaders in Durham are warning people about just how quickly a parked car can become deadly. So this right here was the subject of a demonstration yesterday hosted by first responders and Duke Health. The message was that cars can heat up quickly when it's this hot outside. While parents forgetting their children in the back seat is a real issue, yes, kids making their way into unlocked cars on their own is a common cause for heat stroke deaths.
Of children that lose their lives in cars actually got in themselves and got trapped inside. So leaving your car, making sure that it's locked and that your kids can't get into it will also help protect their lives.
Well, and health experts say early signs of heat illness include flushed cheeks, pale skin, fatigue, and unusual sluggishness. Officials say that at least 43 children have died from heat stroke inside cars since 1998. A lot of cars these days have the little alert to tell you that there's something in the back seat, typically a child. But again, it's when the children get into the car without your knowledge, something you should pay attention to. And that's so important today, Elizabeth. Obviously, today is a WRAL weather alert day. Yes, expected storms possible later, but it's really the heat index that's really the value here.
That's what's going to be the deal during the day today. And then overnight tonight, we'll have that chance for some severe storms. But, I feel like we've seen a lot of these already. We had a lot of really hot days. So I know people are starting to get used to it. But today is one of those days that it's dangerous. Some days not so dangerous. This one definitely anywhere from 100 to 107. That's what it will feel like with the heat index for this afternoon. And then after sunset, we'll likely have the chance of some scattered storms that are developing. And that will last into Friday. And we'll see right now we're not under a severe threat for Friday. But for this evening into very early tomorrow morning. Also, with the wind and the dry conditions and all the heat today, we have extra fire danger, so just keep that in mind. I love it. This is a look at Franklinton, and the gas station right here on the corner still all lit up in red and maybe even a little bit of pink there for the Hurricanes. 77 is our temperature heading out the door. 67 is our dew point, so that's on the higher side, but it can get higher than that into the 70s. But of course, that will still be enough today to bring us a really high heat index. Heading out the door, our temperatures are mostly in the mid 70s across the Triangle area, but this is how it could feel later this afternoon. 105 in Sanford, 108 Fayetteville, 109 Goldsboro, 107 Lewisburg, 104 in Roanoke Rapids. That's our heat index forecast for this afternoon. This is a look at the heat risk map. Almost the entire viewing area is covered in red. That brings major heat risk, especially for those without proper cooling methods or very young children, the elderly, anybody who may be at risk there. It's going to be a high one for today. We'll likely break the record high in Raleigh, 99, and the record's 98. In Fayetteville, the record's 102, so we might not quite hit it, but we're definitely going to be close to it. Temperatures do cool off a little bit as we get into Friday and Saturday. Friday looks like a wet day, and we're going to get into that in more detail coming up in just a little while. But let's talk about the parade for Saturday for the Hurricanes. It starts at 11 a.m. Temperatures should still be in the low 80s and then mid to upper 80s as the parade is tapering off. So we're not looking at the intense heat that we'll see today. Here's a look at the big picture. A couple of systems coming together. A cold front to the north, and this is the remnants of Arthur. Both of those will come together to help to bring us some showers and thunderstorms starting tonight and into tomorrow. Again, it's a level 1 risk for us for today, and a 70% chance of rain on Friday. We love seeing that for sure. Juneteenth on Friday could be a relatively wet day, but then we're dry for the weekend, for the parade, and for Father's Day. Chris?
All right, sounds like it's shaping up to be a nice weekend, Elizabeth. Your time is 4:49. Making comebacks and new releases. Well, we are learning a bit from Dr. Evil and when Spider-Man is set to start seeing green. That and more ahead in the Hollywood Minute. Plus, making its rounds, the Stanley Cup is showing up at different places all around Raleigh every single day, where players brought it for a celebration most recently. Well, the International Man of Mystery is making a comeback, and we are looking ahead to a Marvel character crossover. Douglas Hyde has those stories and more in today's Hollywood Minute.
It's the game, not the player.
What are you even talking about?
It is grenade.
You just...
Hey, Asprey. This is my heat's after you.
That doesn't even make sense.
My favorite country, Haiti.
Whatever.
Mike Myers brought back Dr. Evil for a new Verizon ad, and now it looks like we'll see a whole lot more of him. The Canadian comedian says a fourth Austin Powers movie is in the works. No word yet on all the shagadelic details, but safe to say the budget is probably more than $1 million. Hollywood is honoring the career of Ryan Gosling this fall. The Project Hail Mary star is set to receive the American Cinematheque Award. The nonprofit film arts organization will present it to him at an A-list fundraising gala in November.
You're not going to get away with this.
But he might.
Yes, Spidey is seeing green in his next adventure. The latest Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer reveals that the Incredible Hulk will be making a smashing appearance. The web slinger swings back onto the big screen July 31st. In Hollywood, I'm Douglas Hyde.
The Carolina Hurricanes held a celebratory dinner at a Raleigh restaurant, and they brought a guest with them. Bernetto Restaurant posted this photo on Instagram, and the team brought the Stanley Cup to the restaurant and Raleigh Ironworks. At one point during their visit, Taylor Hall placed his son in the Stanley Cup. Oh, that's so cute. The Cup has been making its way all around the Triangle, and its first stop was a bar on Glenwood Avenue. But hey, Hurricanes, if you're watching this broadcast, bring it here to WRAL. So here's a look at some of the Cup's journeys right now so far in Raleigh. According to the NHL, every Hurricanes player will get 24 hours with the Stanley Cup. It's kind of a tradition going back to 1995. All right, Star Wars fans, listen up. You have the chance to own some movie history. It's pretty cool. The lightsaber that was left from Luke Skywalker in The Empire Strikes Back is headlining an upcoming auction. I wonder if the hand comes with it. The saber was used on screen by actor Mark Hamill during that famous scene. It comes complete with, yes, a severed prosthetic hand, still gripping the fictional weapon. Bids will reportedly start at a whopping $1 million. Love that. Well, tonight, a send-off for North Carolina's athletes in the 2026 Special Olympics USA Games. It's happening. The Special Olympics brings together thousands of fans and athletes, coaches, and volunteers from all over the country. And tonight's send-off is happening at the Sheraton Imperial Hotel in Durham from 6:30 until 8:30 p.m. The I Survived It Cancer Luncheon is also happening today. That will celebrate survivors and honor the lives lost and support cancer programs. It's being hosted by the National and Independent Gospel Music Association, and our own Kirsten Clark will be the MC for that luncheon. It's happening at the Hilton North Hills Hotel in Raleigh at 11:30 this morning. Well, any soccer fans knows that Lionel Messi is one of the best players on the planet. Tuesday night at the World Cup, Messi scored not once, not twice, but 3 times for Argentina. Now, with that hat trick, Messi ties the all-time record of 16 career World Cup goals. Feels like he's had a lot more in the tank as this tournament continues. Pretty cool. Well, Team USA is getting ready for its next game tomorrow, and star Christian Pulisic is recovering from a calf injury. Now, he has been training away from the main group as he looks to be ready for tomorrow's match with Australia. The Americans are looking to keep their momentum going after an impressive 4-1 win over Paraguay in their opener last week. And there's a World Cup triple header today, triple header on Fox 50. How about that? Starting at noon, Czechia takes on South Africa. Then at 3, it'll be Switzerland versus Bosnia and Herzegovina. The day ends with Mexico and South Korea at 9 p.m. Should be pretty cool. Your time is 4:57 this Thursday morning. Preparing to celebrate. We have what you need to know ahead of this weekend's parade for our Stanley Cup winners.